by virtue of their sovereignty. They must be exercised in accordance with the principles of liberty, equality and justice for all. Any legislation not in accordance with these principles is hereby declared to be null and void. Notes on Article 5 and 6. The land of Ireland belongs to the citizens of Ireland and to them alone. The foregoing Constitution of the Irish Republican Brotherhood, as revised on March the 17th, 2022. Article 9. The Supreme Council of the Irish Republican Government is the governing body of the IRB and should comprise of 12 members. The Council may increase in affiliates from time to time for the defined period of time in each instance, provided that the Council will constitute no more than 15 men and women at any one time. The quorum for a meeting of the Supreme Council is 9, and the Council will meet a minimum of 4 times a year. Article 10. There is and shall be an executive of the Supreme Council comprised of the chairperson, the vice chairperson, the treasurer and the secretary of that body. The decision of any of these 3 of whom shall be binding on all. The president and or vice president of the IRB from time to time by their own volition or on request immerse a certain decision-making process with the Supreme Council, and during such processes the decisions of the majority of the collective will be binding on all. Article 14. The authority of the Supreme Council shall be unquestioned by those who have become or who may hereafter become members of the IRB by the mode of initiation. The IRB Supreme Council will retain all its rights and responsibilities in relation to the governance of the Sovereign Republic of Ireland, as stated and enshrined and upheld in previous constitutions by the Irish Republican Brotherhood. Article 15. The Supreme Council is reserved to itself the right to be treated of all nations, powers and institutions on all matters concerning the welfare of Ireland's territory in the advancement of the cause of Irish independence. Signed, John D. Flanagan, Chairperson and PRO of the Irish Republican Brotherhood.
Thank you. How are you all doing, ladies and gentlemen? How are things? Thanks for all coming out here this evening. It's great to see such a great crowd out, and obviously you all know we have a very good idea why we're here. I didn't write a speech this evening, so I'm just going to tell you in general and quickly how I feel about it. My name is Jonathan Quinlan. I'm 30 years old. I'm from Johnstown, Kilkenny. Proud Kilkenny man, but even more so, I'm a proud Irish man. And to be quite honest, I'm appalled at how things are going in this country at the moment, and how, in general, as a full country and a nation and as a world, how has it come to this? I'm 30 years old. I'm living at home. I want to have a house. I have a son, you know, and at this stage now, I do wonder, will I ever have a house? You know, can I own my own house? Can I buy it? Who knows with the way that things are going? But I have to say I oppose this referendum with every fibre of my being, and the way that this whole show has been going for the last 2 years. Because anybody with a bit of common sense and the ability to think critically about this situation can see straight through it and see it for what it is. It's an absolute sham, and it should not have happened, and it shouldn't be happening in this country. And we have to hold those people that are up there accountable for what they're doing. Our very country is being sold out from under us as we speak, all for their own gain and their benefit, and the benefit of the few. The 1%, whoever those may be, whatever you know about them, but it's definitely not us. We are not winning in this situation. And this country belongs to us. These public land banks that are being sold out, the housing, the social housing, all of that, that's for me, for you, for everyone, for my child, your children, our children's children. Will it be theirs though in 20 years? Will it be ours? Will it be our children's children? I highly doubt it if we keep letting things go the way they're going now. And if we don't stand up and speak soon and put it to our government to do something about it and enact real change, well, things are going to get a lot worse. And as I said, I'm a proud Irishman, and I am absolutely privileged to be standing here amongst you all today and being able to say something about this. And I honestly hope that you all come up here and have your say as well. Thank you very much.
So, lads, thanks for giving the time, and thanks for allowing people to speak there, kind of to talk at you, really. I know it's not always easy just to listen to other people talking. But as you saw on the poster, and as you saw correctly, this is a public meeting. So we're not just going to talk at you. We would like some local people now, or if you have travelled from far and wide, we'd like you to come up here and register your rejection of this great reset. We want you to put it on record for Carlow, Kilkenny. There's 5 seats, 5 TDs in Carlow and Kilkenny. Don't even think about putting this through. This town hall is full now. The whole street will be full if you think about doing this. And that's a fact. So I'm going to start off with Darren Fahy here. Darren, where are you? Darren is a local man, and I said I'd get him to kick off. I said I'd get Darren to kick off the local sentiment, you know. Now, lads, if you want to kind of just like get in a line or come up as it happens, register register your sentiment. Thanks, lads.
How's everyone this evening? Lads, this is what's happening. I'm local here from this town. My name is Darren, Darren Anthony. But over the years I see this town, and it's not just here, this is all over the place. This 39th Amendment is going to destroy the place. As it is, housing is bad, right? People are on housing list, local people are on housing list, 15, 17 years. I have a cousin who's on it 10 years with a 10-year-old child, right? And she's living in her mother's house, right? This is crazy. Like, I don't mean to mention, but we have people coming into the country. Where's the housing coming from? Like, you know, this is going to erode people with houses. It's just, you know, I have to get down off here because I'm going to end up cursing and going crazy, you know, yeah. Sorry, and I apologise, yeah, but my anger is...
Yeah, folks, I'm from Gorey and I'm running in Reclaim Ireland, and Reclaim Ireland has registered, so I'm running as a candidate against what's going on. Look at, our government is a corporation. It's captured and it's run by secret societies. We're not being run legitimately. Our Garda Síochána is also a corporation. It's registered in Dunn and Bradstreet in London. Its registered number is 89000534. So these are companies. All your laws and statutes and acts are company laws, statutes and acts. That's what we're running from. This country has never run free. We've been lied to, the media, everything's bought, everything's controlled. Propaganda, COVID disappeared and then all of a sudden, a war shows up. So everything is running in the direction to destroy Ireland, its identity, its heritage, and the whole, beauty of Ireland is they're working to destroy it. Okay, your politicians are corporations, they're bought and sold. We don't get run by the government, we get run by shadow people. People in the shadows are running this country. Now, you can see people passing by, we've got a bit of a zombie nation, unfortunately. The country is being sold down the tubes, everything is being worked on while you're distracted to bring in these laws, take away your property, all that. We have to unite in every county. We have to unite, we have to get all the leaders together, we have to go and get up to Leinster House, the centre of corruption and lies and deception, and we have to protest and tell them we do not accept and we do not consent what you're doing in private and these backroom deals. Now, we joined the common market. We didn't join the EU, we joined the common market, and then we were sneaked into the EU. The common market was all about business, the common market for buying and selling. That was the trick to get us into this totalitarian agenda. And since then, they've been chipping away at your life and your freedoms and your liberties, and even your health is being chipped away at. Okay? If you've noticed, I do all my research. I don't bullshit anybody, but I do all my research. And in the skies, you can see the aluminum and the smart dust being sprayed on top of us. We've got food being tampered with, and we've got our water. You know, you don't put fluoride in water. It's not good for the human body. It dumbs you down, okay? So we're being hit on many fronts. But unless we wake up in Ireland and we come together, and all the leaders come together, so, you know, the leaders here connect with the leaders in Dublin, start connecting. That this is what they don't want. I mean, the lockdowns and distance was to stop the connection. The mask was to shut you up. It wasn't to protect you, it was to shut you up and deface you. And that's a ritual, that's a Freemason, Luciferian ritual. So we're being run, and we need to wake up and realise, so we have to realise that these things have to be opposed. So going up to Leinster House and telling them, we don't accept and we don't consent. We do not accept and we do not consent, because they are doing things and they're assuming you accept and consent to what they're doing. So we're going to tell them. Now, I put up a post and I've written emails. I've over 100 emails of politicians, and I keep telling that even the likes of Leo Varadkar, we the people don't accept or consent your backroom deals. Your corruption. We don't accept what's going on in the background. We don't accept it. So we've got to unite, and we've got to come together to take back Ireland, because they're destroying it. They're going to destroy the family. Now, if we don't unite and take on this corporation system, that corporation system is going to destroy this nation. And the acts and the laws are all corporation acts and laws. You, under God, have common law jurisdiction on this earth. What does common law say? Do no one no harm, their property or possession. If you're doing no one no harm, their property or possession, you have every right to live and breathe and flourish on this earth. We're being robbed of all that by corruption and by outsiders coming in, and the whole banking bailout, everything. So we must oppose by uniting. You know, there's so many people. We need to spread it. We need to go door to door. We need to tell the people. We need to get leaflets done with specific details, simple, that's easy to read, and say, do you value your home? Do you value your family? Do you value your grandchildren? Do you value your mother and father? Well, this is what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to come out of your house. We've got to do stuff to start telling them. See, they need to be woken up. I know they won't listen, you're right. But we have to approach it in a way that we've got to scare the shit out of people in this country, because that's what it's going to do. Yeah. So listen, does anybody else want to talk here? But I'm just saying, folks, let's unite, let's fight, let's take back Ireland, and let's realise we're not being fed the truth, we're not being told the truth, and we must act accordingly to undo the lie and fight as a people. We are all in this together. So who'd like to take on that?
Anyone local, lads? Anyone local want to get up? Anyone local want to get up?
Someone, come on. Let's wake up. Let's not be afraid.
Big crowdy there. Get there and say it. You don't want to be on the ground.
Sorry, I just want to say one thing about the proposed bill. It's not just common gooding away your rights to private property. If they get rid of your rights to private property, they've gotten rid of all of your constitutional rights. Your rights to your family, your rights to your children, your rights, all of your rights can be common gooded away, and we live in a communist totalitarian state and not a constitutional republic. I think people need to realise that. That's very important. It's not just about your land, it's not just about your house, it's not just about private property, it's about all of your constitutional rights. Because if they can come and good away one of your fundamental rights, all of your fundamental rights are under threat.
Good evening, folks. Thanks for coming. I'm not going to speak too long or too much. If you don't know by now, you don't know. You need to learn very quickly that this government, this system is just so corrupt. There's people hanging themselves, killing themselves at amazing rates. Youth depression is on the rise. It's higher than it's ever been. Antidepressants amongst teenagers, higher than it's ever been. It's only going to increase and increase. Kids, young people can't move in together, can't afford houses, can't afford to rent. It's going to get worse and worse. More and more parents are going to have their kids living in cabins out the back, if they're lucky, if their neighbours don't rat on them. So we pass this island on, and we can go on about all the different parts of corruption and all, but I'd encourage everybody here and everybody who's watching this video to get active in your local town. Start reaching out. You only need 10, 12, 15 people in a town. And you can start hassling these politicians, and I mean hassling them in a good way. Get at their doorsteps, let them know you're there, put the pressure on them. Don't be afraid to maybe curse the odd time, or be afraid that one of your neighbours might look at you and think you're a bit far right. Speak your fucking mind, stand up for your children, stand up for yourself, because elderly people have been pretty much euthanised at the start of this COVID, the thousands, old folks. Ventilators stuck down their throats, even though people were saying it shouldn't be done. Marcus de Bruin stood on the steps at the Custom House Quay and said it was one of the biggest scandals in this country. The fact that the old folks, that has slid. We live in a society where scandal after scandal after scandal is just normalised. People just don't seem to fucking realise. So I'd ask you that bother turn up tonight, just keep spreading the message, because we need to spread it. And I know a lot of us are disheartened and we're frustrated. Oh, we do need the good people to step forward. I just want to bring my mate Rory. He travelled down from Bray today. He's going to tell you a bit about a part of Ireland you maybe do not know. Come ahead, Rory. Thanks very much, folks.
Yeah, we'll keep it on track with the 39th Amendment. And thank you, Dennis. I'll keep it on track as much as I possibly can to the 39th Amendment, and I've been liaising and working with people from Ulster and recently to do with Dalriadan and the mining that's going on in the Spurren Mountains at the moment. And there's white papers that have been signed over by a British corporation company, and they've sold the mining rights of 23% of the north and 28% of Southern Ireland to international mining companies. If this legislation, or if this particular mine goes to hell in the Spurren Mountains in Dalriadan, they're going to use it as a nuclear and chemical radioactive waste. If this particular mine gets a go-ahead, it'll set the green light for all down the west of Ireland, right down as far as where I live in Wicklow and Wexford. And that's the plan. It'll allow all international countries such as the UK to have free from any emissions or anything like that, and that's the reason. So it's all behind Agenda 21, and I urge people to connect to people from Ulster, Leinster, Connacht, and every province, four provinces of Ireland. And what we've discovered, we were at a parade there in Cookstown the other day, and they were trying to stop us going forward to march in the parade with our banners and stuff and highlighting what's going on. And we used our 1937 Brunnock Maharan original 63 article constitution. And in that constitution, it states that the Irish text, where there's a issue in the constitution, the Irish text must prevail. And this is how they've taken away our Irish heritage and our Irish law. So what they've done, if you look and study the 1937, in particular that constitution I've studied, the Irish text says something completely different in Article 6.1. So they're using the commonism, they're using common good in Article 6.1 in the English language. And they've also used the recent constitutions, and they've used Roman font, which is Roman civil procedure. So we research and look back at Irish text. Irish text is Irish law. So we enacted this constitution on last Thursday against the Parades Commission. They were using Roman Catholic law to stop us, and we used Irish text constitution, and they allowed us, and they backed down. So what I'm thinking we could do, especially with Article 6.1 in the constitution, and I believe right now the Irish government are now acting and operating out of the 1937 constitution, because the corporations all around the world are gone and null and void. So as we're standing in Ireland, all acts are finished. None of these acts have been enrolled in the Supreme Court in Ireland in our native Irish text language. Therefore, the Irish language must prevail. So Article 6.1, it states in it, it's for the common good, but in the Irish text and the Irish law, it's we the people, it's for the benefit of the people, not the common good. So we can use this particular Article 6.1, the Irish text language, and we can take down the corporations and defeat them. And this doesn't go just for Irish people, this goes for anyone that's an Irish national, especially via your passport. It gives you that national capacity. Inside the front page of your passport is the old Irish text. That's the language and the text that we need to be looking at. But fundamentally, the reason I'm here, well, fundamental law of Ireland is the 1937 Brunnock na HÉireann. Read it, research it, look it up. It's there. The only issue is you'll see the wrong constitution. But we have in our possession the original 63 article, Brunnock na HÉireann, 1970s, 37, sovereign constitution of Ireland, which every man and woman on this nation via an Irish passport can use against corporations. But I urge everybody here today and all around Ireland to have a look at what's going on in the Spirit Mountains in mid-Ulster. And if we can stop this, we can stop it all. If the English and the UN get away with burying this radioactive waste in our mountains, it will be there forever. And what that will do, it will give the English Crown jurisdiction on Irish soil forever. And this is something that the whole Ireland needs to get behind and stop. It's probably, in my opinion, the biggest issue apart from 5G. It's the biggest issue, but it's something that we can unite the people. We walked in St. Patrick's Day parade in Cookstown in front of 20, 30,000 people, and there was people from all over Ireland. There was Protestants, Catholics, all different jurisdictions together, and we done it under the Brunnock na HÉireann 1937, all Ireland, no religion constitution. And I thank you very much. So keep a lookout for Dalriadan and the mining that's going on in the Spirit Mountains and the plans that they have for the whole of Ireland to ruin rural Ireland. If we don't stop this, rural Ireland will be gone within 2025, 2030. So thank you very much for listening to me.
Right, lads, is there anyone that wants to register their anger at your politicians for bringing this through so far? Do you? You sure? Well, just before I get you up, Darren, right? After Darren says another bit, guys, I just want to make sure that I've given you all a chance, right? Because this particular 39th Amendment is only at the second stage in the Dáil. It has another 8 stages or 10 stages to go through. And the reason why I called this meeting today is to catch the rat by the tail. If we let them get this to a referendum stage, have you seen what they've done with the telly to your friends and family? Have you seen that? People who don't smoke can be made smoke in half an hour, 10 minutes if they're left in front of that thing. I'm telling you. They'll make your friends and family vote your family home out from under your arse. Do not let it get to that stage. Tell your representatives now, don't dare put your name representing my county on any ballot got to do with that referendum. That referendum goes in the bin and we'll pretend it never happened. So Darren, let you wrap it up, and then Jack Quinlan is going to sing the national anthem. We'll get you all to join in, alright?
Right. How's that? Sorry about that little there, I had to walk away, like, because I'm very passionate about this, like, you know, the government are doing things to this country for years, and soon, ye the Irish people, us the Irish people, are not going to have a say. You know, you need to stand up, we need to be heard. These politicians in this town need to understand there's people here now willing to take it, like. Are you willing to take it? No. You know, because I want, and I swear to God, I'll die before all this happens, because this is just something that can't happen. They're like, look, they're writing us all our lives, the governments are. But now they've stopped using the Vaseline the last 2 years, like. And it's sick. They're doing things to this country that is just unbelievable. There's homeless people dying. A homeless man only died the other day on the streets of Ireland, like. While people are coming in from other countries and being housed, given brand new cars. I'm not going to get into all that, but look, we have to understand, ye are in control, we are in control. Yeah, we need to let them know that, because they serve us, the government serves us, the police serve us, there's public servants. Yeah, and we need to tell them that. And every time you have an altercation with them, tell them, and understand ye are in control. Don't be afraid, like, you know, because we have to. This is the only way out of it. We have to be heard, and you have to let them know that you're here and you're not taking it. And lads, thanks, yeah, I'm going to get down again, right? Listen.
Hello, my name is James. I'm from County Meath. I travelled when I heard about it only 2 days ago. Now, when I was a young fella, started off serving my time, I'm a mechanic by trade. And one of the mechanics told me, the first thing you do, he says, put away £1 towards your wages to buy a house. I told my mates that I was a lunatic on motorbikes. I said, do you know what the man said? He's not right in the head. But eventually I did do it, and I ended up, bought a site and built my own property. In the full knowledge that I thought, when that house was built and the mortgage was paid for, that I could do with it as I liked, when I fully paid after a long many years, which I have done now. And if I want to give it to my children or wherever, I have 5 children. But, I mean, I got on to my local politician about it, and he says he sees no evidence of this. And he said to me in another thing, he said to me about doing the Christian thing. Now, I did do the Christian thing. I took in a homeless person. And I had him in the house I had to do everything for him. Cooking, everything, at my own expense. And, I mean, it was just crazy. And I could not get him over it. So if we move anyone into our house, how are we going to get them out? That's going to be the problem. And I mean, I think it's absolutely crazy. And there's so many people, by me here talking to anyone to see me, a nutcase. And that's why a load of us have to do it, not as individuals, but as a total group, or we'll be called nutcases. But this is very serious for us and for our children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. We need to do it for Ireland. And as I said, get your fucking fingers out the whole of you and do it. And all the people that won't fucking talk, they're all fucking afraid of their shite, saying that won't happen. What about all the things that has happened in the last 5 years? If someone had to say that about 10 years ago, it's going to happen, the people with the white coats will be coming for us. But look at what has happened. Crazy things, and it is going to get worse. And people just don't want to know. They're all of the stupid mentality that we all were when we were younger. That would never happen to me. But it is on our doorstep now, and it is happening. So it's time to get your finger out and do things.
How are you all doing, folks? Join in with me if you can. Shinna Fena Fall, a toffee galley hearing, wind our slew, heart in our only queen, we're our resting, shan't hear our sheen sure faster, neon.
Now, the hairs are up on the back of your neck. Take a bit of action. Whatever town you came from, do it. Do this in your town. If 5 people show up, sing the national anthem if you can. I forget the words from years ago in school. I'm useless. But I just wanted to do something very quick before we all go drink pints or watch something on the telly or whatever it is. I'm going to take a little roll call and I'm going to show you what your local electives think of you. You ready for this? Stefan of Dubslania. On show. People of Ireland. Local TDs who are elected and should be attending public meetings.
They're here.
Where are they? Well, if this was in a school, Tusla would be called, wouldn't they? Wouldn't Tusla be called if this was a school? Where's little Timmy? What?
She says they're in the doll bar.
Yeah. They are. Well, I think it's an absolute disgrace. Is there any local councillors even here today? We came to their place of work. We invited them. And I made sure that they would be shown respect, I told them. Yeah. Well, that's all I have to say is that shows you what the fuck they think about you, doesn't it? Well done, Kilkenny.
Get the speaker back. Thank you very much.
No problem. No problem. Thank you.
And that we can't have fun, because we can do whatever we want, and we don't need the money for it, right? So maybe this song, I'll spit it up a bit. You might recognize it. Come on, turn the radio on, it's Friday night, and I won't be alone. I'm gonna do my hair, put my makeup on, it's Friday night, and I won't be alone. Hit the dance floor, I got all I need. I ain't got cash, but I got you, baby. Baby, I don't need dollar bills to have fun tonight. Baby, I don't need dollar bills to have fun tonight. I don't need no money. about you, baby. Baby, I don't need dollar bills to have fun tonight. Baby, I don't need dollar bills to have fun tonight. I don't need no money as long as I can feel the beat. I don't need no money as long as I keep dancing, dancing. I don't need no money as long as I can feel the beat. I don't need that huge passport. I don't need no money as long as I keep dancing, dancing. Baby, I don't need dollar bills to have fun tonight. Baby, I don't need dollar bills to have fun tonight. I don't need no money. I don't need no damn backseat. I don't need no money as long as I keep dancing, dancing. Oh, come on, turn the radio on. It's Friday night and I won't be alone.
Just going to sing a couple of songs for you. We're all here for peace and freedom. Nobody here is a fascist. And can't hear us? 22222. 22. Okay. Can you hear me out there? Yeah. So thanks for being here. We love everybody and we just want transparency and peace and freedom for our country. It's a song called Mumbo Jumbo Blah Blah Blah.
Killing our future and it isn't even here. Create me, I said, don't break me. Teach me, don't corrupt me, just teach me. Infiltrate their minds, catch them when they're young. Control them, you've taken us off the land. But it's alright, cause we'll get jobs in packaging. Mumbo jumbo and blah blah blah. You think that we think that that means something. You're all the same to us. Blah blah blah. Try to take our pride, you try to take our souls. Don't kid yourself that you have won. We have our weapons, and we won't use it for fun. Leaders use your power, you're tangled in a web of begrudgery, bribery, deception and deceit. Far from honesty are you. Mumbo jumbo and blah blah blah. You think that we think that that means something. You're all the same to us. Blah blah blah. anything, all the announce. You stole my tune, but the thoughts are still in my head. Mumbo jumbo and blah blah blah. You think that we think that that means something. You're all the same to us. I said you're all the same to us. Yeah, yeah, you're all the same to us. Blah blah blah. Mumbo jumbo and blah blah blah. You think that we think that that means something. You're all the same to us. I said you're all the same to us. Yeah, yeah, you're all the same to us. Blah blah blah.
No to segregation! No to discrimination! Keep your hands off our kids! Because I'm telling you, come near mine, and you'll see what will happen. Chucky